threat, but guard down enough to where you can be like the humans, you know? You gotta blend in with us better sometimes.
Yeah, that's a very difficult task.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Brianna Williams and today I have the wonderful Amos Clark here, the author of Who Stank the Cajun Skunk. It is truly an honor and a privilege to interview you today. How are you doing?
Brianna, thank you for having me. I am doing great. I'm glad to be here. This is a great opportunity to just speak about my book and just whatever questions you may have. It's just a pleasure to be here. So I'm happy.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. So, as you know, Who Stank the Cajun Skunk is a wonderfully heartwarming tale about a little skunk who is different than most. He, as a skunk, doesn't have a very popular trait, which is stink. He doesn't smell at all, in fact. He smells very nice, which makes him a target for bullying, mistreatment, and things of that nature. So, in talking to the author, I want to elaborate more on the story and see what was the process like of making this story, get into your head a little bit about the ideas and how it came to be, and I sincerely hope you feel comfortable opening up and answering these questions. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, excellent. Let's do this.
Okay, so I'm sure you noticed that this book has gained quite a bit of popularity in the past few months. How has that made you feel as the author that so many people love and embrace this book so much?
Well, great. It makes you feel very well when something you can write and people actually enjoy. And the kids really seem to enjoy Who Stank. He's a cute little character, a character with lots of meaning. He has a good heart. He's actually even a good student in school, dealing with the adversity that he has to go through. He turned out to be a pretty good little guy.
Yes, I agree. I've worked with Who Stank a bit myself, and I honestly really like the personality you've given him and the traits. He really is just a sweet and kind soul, and I think a lot of people will appreciate him as a character. So, what is, or can you elaborate for me on the real meaning and backstory behind this book? Is there a more in-depth story that you want people to understand about this book?
Well, yes, excellent. The book came into play kind of my childhood. I grew up in the swamps of Louisiana. I tell everybody that I didn't grow up in the city, none of those type of things, but I grew up in the woods, the backwoods, the swamps of Louisiana. I had the opportunity to go out and do some hunting, play with my dog, and see skunks, possums, coons, all those type of things. So creating this book, I wanted to find a character, that would go with kind of myself in the sense, Who Stank the Cajun Skunk. But I wanted to make him very unique and very different. And different, not just that he doesn't stink, because skunk, they stink some horribly. But Who Stank, he doesn't even smell bad, but he still gets the reaction from all of his friends and his first day of school. They just treat him differently because everyone knows that a skunk is not somebody you want to hang around. But Who Stank, he has confidence, character, and so he moves forward and he goes through these challenges in life and become a better person as well.
So you believe in the representation fact of him being in society, him going through school and kindergarten and learning who he is, learning how to adapt. You think that is very important for people to understand?
Oh, I think it's very, very important. I use myself for an example. The best part of going to school is getting over the first day of school. After being able to play out in the swamps and have fun the whole summertime. When the school year came, it was a little difficult for me. It was like, I got to go back to school. I got to meet all these different students and teachers and those things. But Who Stank, his parents encouraged him, hey, look, get on out there. And when you have the opportunity to present yourself and know that you're going to be treated different, then you got to become even stronger. But Who Stank, he faced those challenges and found a good friend. He found a little gator friend you see in the book called Toots. He's an alligator. Another representation for myself being in the swamps. We got gators down there, but they become great friends and build a relationship that help other students come closer to them. So
that's truly amazing. I believe that a lot of kids can relate to that because everyone is different. We notice that a lot more, it's becoming a lot more popular to look down on others for being different, especially when they can't change it. People with disabilities, autism, things like that. So I believe that your version of representation is really doing a lot for people. So I can also relate to the fact that friendship is a big deal. So with that being said, do you feel that when you were growing up, you had some of those friends that embraced you and really helped you feel like you can do anything in the way that Tooth supports Who Stank?
Yes, I would say that I would probably be that friend that would encourage my other friends that you can be whatever you want to be. I was kind of a loner myself, having younger siblings. They all look up to me and I looked out for them. So whenever they were being bullied in school or whatever, I made it easy for them to come to me and let me know what was really going on, because I was going to go and get that situation handled for them, and then teach them how they should go about it, and that everybody that's bullying, they may have an issue, and you just got to be yourself, and maybe one day you can win them over. As you would see in the book, Who Stank had the opportunity to just be nice to some of the people that were bullying him and overcome that. And I teach that to my younger siblings as well as myself, that no matter what situation, no matter how people observe or look at you, being an African American, in America you go through some changes, but having the opportunity to join the military and meet all kinds of people, I think it prepared me for writing this particular book.
Okay, so in terms of the fact that, I don't know if this is popularly known, but you currently do not have any children, never have. And it is truly amazing to see someone who is not a parent themselves create such a captivating and amazing children's book. So how has that been in terms of this whole process?
Well, the process comes from growing up, and maybe from my wife, that she always considered me to be a kid. She said you got a sense of humor, you always act like a kid, so it's easy, for me to get along with kids. And I had the opportunity to work in the library system for over 6 years, and also charter school to work with kids, and I love them, so it's a great opportunity to encourage youngsters that you can be strong and that you can have friendship and those type things. I had a few friends, in life that I would consider growing up that I considered to be my friend. I always was kind of a loner, but everybody would cling to me. They could get along with me. I'm easygoing. I can adapt in all situations. So I wanted Who Stank to be able to adapt, to have friends, but also to adapt in any situation that you may face, so that you can be strong and grow up to be, a good citizen.
That was a truly good explanation. And if you could, for a second, go into a parent's perspective. I know in the book we get to meet Who Stank's parents and his grandparents. If you could go into the perspective of a parent or a grandparent, what do you think would be the biggest thing you would want your kids or grandkids to take away from the book? What would be the most encouraging thing?
The most encouraging thing I want to take from Who Stank is that, his parents, they encourage him to be himself, to be strong. Mostly growing up, I would say the mothers get the opportunity to work with the kids and advise them. But Who Stank had the opportunity, as I did myself, to go over to grandma when it's time to go to grandma's house and eat grandma's cooking. It was just outstanding. Or to take a walk with grandma in the woods and see different things was just fantastic for me. So I would tell kids, all those experiences you want to capture. I know we're in the holiday season now, and Christmas is a great opportunity for kids, but my favorite time was Thanksgiving. Maybe it was the smell, the turkey, the food, the night before. Someone get excited about the night before Christmas. I get excited about the night before Thanksgiving because all the good food in the house and the desserts. So those type of things make me happy.
And I can also appreciate the fact that you're very family oriented, from what I can tell, which is also reflected in the book, considering that he was around a lot of family, but also is able to make his friends family. And I feel like a lot of us can relate to that when your friends become so close that they become family. Have there been any family experiences or things that your family just absolutely loves about the book?
Yes, my family, they can probably relate to the book. better than I am because we've always been a close family. We had neighbors' kids always at the house eating with you. We even call some people uncle that wasn't really your uncle,
Yes.
but they were always around. So it was great things. I learned some things about them as well as teaching me. But Hoostank, he's a unique, great little guy. I guess I could see some similarities in there with myself. But yeah, just a great character.
Would you care to elaborate on those similarities?
Those similarities that I might have, Hoostank have, he's just a good guy. We can get along with his friends and love those. I myself, never considered a bully or so, more of a defender. But I am a nice guy and I love people, and I can just about get along with anyone. So those qualities I wanted to put in Hoostank, and it's a great thing.
That's amazing. I feel that a lot of people that are close to you would say that you are quite a funny and comedic guy, and maybe they might use the word crazy a few times. But I noticed that you go by a couple different nicknames, and I would like to know where those come from. You go by Mighty Most or Kedoskee. Where could those possibly have come from?
Excellent. Well, Kedoskee is a nickname that it probably derived somewhere in the time of my military time to getting out the military. Kedoskee represents probably the greatest warrior not known to man. That is Kedoskee. He's unique. He is a warrior, but he has a softer side. What was his other name that you referred to? Mighty Most. Well, it came from a friend of mine. He worked with me, and this guy, he called me Mighty Most, which is catchy, but it's kind of one of an exclusive things to a very good friend of mine that worked with me on several jobs that we worked together, and he saw the quality that I am Mighty Most. But Kedoskee is the code name that I use for my book because it takes a great warrior to write an outstanding book for kids that they could grow up to be strong and love one another. So.
And do you feel that Hoostank, that's part of his personality as he gets older and he discovers who he is and how to adapt?
Definitely a spin-off of Hoostank because he goes through school with honors all the way up to graduation. 12th grade, and that was the time that I left home and joined the military at 17. So yes, Hoostank, that could be a future for Hoostank evolving into something greater than itself, and he's pretty strong now.
Awesome. So what would be the biggest piece of encouragement that you would give to someone looking to make a children's book of their own? What would be your advice, your key takeaways, or even your pros and cons that you would give them?
My key takeaway would be yourself, be natural. I mean, Hoostank came to mind when I was just sitting around with some friends. We were out to dinner and we have several conversations about many things. And they say, well, Amos, you're from Louisiana, the Cajun. And the Louisiana have a chat, Who Dat Nation, that we use a lot. So Who Dat and Hoostank, I think they make a good combination, and one day they'll join together. And being from Louisiana, I think, look out Louisiana, we'll combine that stuff and share with the world some of that Cajun language down there.
Amazing. Are there any other projects you think might be in the works, or are there any little tidbits about the current project that you care to express to viewers?
Well, I think Hoostank would make a great series because once you read the book, you're interested in what Hoostank may become. So I think Hoostank has a vast arms that he can reach out, and I think we could have an outstanding series. I'm looking to maybe turn it into a production one day, movie production. Hoostank, the Cajun Skunk. That sounds pretty good. The Magnificent Hoostank. Many names we could come up with, and so I'm looking forward to that. Yes.
Well, that is amazing. I appreciated your time, your answers, the fact that you were able to communicate so well with the viewers and myself. And I really do appreciate that you were able to come out today. So now that we know a lot of amazing facts about the book and the author behind the book, would you care to show off the book and tell us where to get it?
Yes, excellent. Look, this is an outstanding story about Hoostank, the Cajun Skunk. I would recommend that that you go out and purchase this book. This book is available online in many venues, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, it's a Walmart, you can go online, Target online. This is a great, outstanding book. Your kids, all kids need this book, and it's some good advice there for the parents as well. So go out and get Who Stank the Kid and Skunk. You're hearing it from Kedoskee, all right? Thank you very much.
A special thanks to CapCut for helping us make this video and to everybody who contributed. See you later!